Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup Privacy Edition. These are recorded live Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come along that day if you would like to interact, see the news live, and maybe watch me go on fire and burn the whole house down. But hey, at least it's not your smart oven this week. But, you know, anyway. We are highlighting NordVPN as my affiliate link today. So if you do want to help support this channel and you are a person that needs a VPN, consider using my affiliate link for Nord. This is not inside the Five Eyes. They are based out of Panama, but they do have servers around the world. You can connect up to 6 simultaneous devices across this with your NordVPN account. And they do accept cryptocurrencies, other anonymous ways of making your payments as well. Prices did go up a little bit. We are at 107. Or this one changed? I can't remember if this one's changed. I'm so used to, I do private internet access as well. So actually, I think this is about the same. So 107.55, which is pay that one time. You have 3 full years of access on their servers. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on into the privacy news, shall we? So, this is actually kind of an update to an older case, but it's worth bringing up because I don't think that this case started well before I started doing the Switch to Linux channel. So, what was happening is there was a data analytics firm, surprise, surprise, and they saw all of this public information on LinkedIn, and they're like, I think I want that data. And so they set up a bot to scrape all of this public data off of LinkedIn because LinkedIn put all this data public. And then LinkedIn comes back and says, you're hacking our servers. You're grabbing all this stuff. They're good. No, bro. All of this data is public. And so this has been going through the courts, and finally the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals rules that no, scraping a public website does not violate the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. All right. And the reality is it shouldn't, because you're not hacking anything. You're not engaging in fraud. You're just basically, I mean, you could accomplish the same thing by hiring some firm out of China, pay them a few pennies a day to scrape through the data manually with people. But in this case, these guys said, let's just program a bot to do it. And so they were just harvesting all the data out. The reason this is in our privacy news is because the point is that these social media companies put all of our data up on the internet, and it is publicly available, and that means it's going to be archived. I mean, if scraping a public website is a violation of this law, then Internet Archive should just shut down. But Internet Archive should not just shut down, all right? So this is what was going on. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals finally rules that, no, this is not breaking the rules as long as everything there is available to the public without a login. Now, I think some of the LinkedIn stuff is now going for the logins, so I don't know if they were more protected or not. I actually wanted to create a LinkedIn page for my new publishing company, but all of the hoops that it's like playing like either a multi-level marketing game or playing some stupid Farmville-like thing to create something on LinkedIn. Literally, I'm like, okay, I have a registered LLC, okay? A registered corporation in the United States of America. I wanted to go on and create a business page for my registered LLC. What do you have to do to get a registered LLC, or excuse me, what do you have to do to get a LinkedIn page? You have to create a LinkedIn account, a personal LinkedIn account, and then you have to get enough social credit points where you're getting on and you're making all of these connections to all these people and to all of the world, and they're just wanting you to play their little social media game. I'm looking at this going, this is a bunch of nonsense, okay? I'm not wasting my time getting in and connecting all of this stuff in my personal life to get a business page for LinkedIn. So I guess I won't have a business page for LinkedIn. Go figure, that's exactly what they like to do. But anyway, moving on. Private Instagram posts aren't exactly private. So you guys know that with any web browser, you can push this kind of F12 key here and view anything on the page. Like, you know, here's this guy's picture. I can click right here, and here's actually where the picture is. I can copy the link URL. I can grab all this other stuff. And basically, I can find everything. You can just get to that on pretty much any modern web browser by pushing the F12 key. Well, it turns out that if you have a private Instagram post that in theory only private people can see who are privately in the group, I think that's the way it works. I don't know. I don't touch Instagram. I'm ignorant about this stuff, and I'm happy about my ignorance. But if you just simply go in there and push your F12 key, embedded in all of the information inside of these Instagram posts is actually a public site key. And if you just go on and grab that public site key and just pass that to people, it's just like a basic Google Docs account where it's set up to access it just with the link. So all of these private Instagram pages that nobody's supposed to see without a special invite to your account are completely open to the public. It's the same exact way that all these S3 buckets, or should we say S3 colanders, keep leaking out massive swaths of data constantly. Same principle. You just need to boot up your little F12 key inspector, find the little element that you want on the page, embedded in that is going to be your link there, and you're all set to go. You can grab somebody's private link and then get on there and, set up a bot, find all these things, scrape them, and make a full list of all of the private Instagram pages and the direct links to access them. So think about that if you're trying to, keep some photos to yourself. All right. In some fun googly news, it's Alphabet, not Google, but you say Alphabet, like Alphabet, what do you mean, A, B, C, D, E, F, G? I mean, what are you talking about? Alphabet Soup? All this. No. Alphabet's the company that owns Google. So Alphabet has been working with the same thing that they have with Google Maps, where they can basically track who's where on the roads. This is what allows Google Maps to show you in real time if there's a traffic jam somewhere, suggest alternate routes, keep everything balanced. So this is a collection, sidewalk map collection, basically the same principle, only it uses the GPS of pedestrian data or biker data rather than just on Google Maps. Now, for some reason, this is one of these things used for smart cities and city planners to plan out the better means and the plans to work through everything, right? And with this, some people are getting up in arms about this, but they're not getting up in arms about Google. Like, they can track everywhere you're going. Guys, they can do the same with Google Maps. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it all off. Don't use either one of them. It's like, I need my GPS to get from point A to point B. A, learn to read a map. B, learn where you are. C, get a car GPS. They don't track your data quite as thoroughly as Google does. And D, if you actually leave a cellular area, it continues to work. Just an FYI. Get a car GPS, people. It's way better than relying on Google and giving Google all of this data. But anyway, Sidewalk Lab has they have this app that basically works the same way as Google Maps, only it maps pedestrian traffic areas, biking lanes, paths like that. And so city planners can get into here and see what's going on in their city. So maybe they can make adjustments to sidewalks. They can figure out where you might need to have more maintenance and things like this. But again, it's grabbing all of the Google data, scraping all, but of course it's de-anonymized. Yes, it's completely anonymized. Of course you can de-anonymize it with the fact, like, you use this in, most cities across America. They have like these things called traffic cameras and facial recognition IDs are built in. Yeah, it's anonymized, man. We just got to take the data and feed it into this other database to figure exactly who you are. Yeah. This is a bad deal, guys. It is a bad deal. Moral of the story is, do not stay logged into a Google account. Do not allow location services to turn on and connect stuff back to a Google account. Yeah, there's been some controversy about the fact that it's collecting data even if you do not allow it. That's actually why I run Lineage, because I'm able to disconnect all those things from Google. And I think that definitely works a little bit better. So just be aware of this. Do not intentionally give more data to them than you have to give to use their basic services. And now on to Spotify. So this was actually what they originally rolled this out, and it was very controversial the first time. Then they backpedaled on it, let it sit for a little while, and then quietly rolled it out again without telling anybody. So what's happening here? So if you have Spotify's premium family plan, which allows up to 6 accounts for a $15 a month plan, boiling down to about, $2.50 per account. But the caveat to using this plan is that everyone has to, quote, live in the same household. And so the idea here is that now, as a update to their terms and conditions, do you guys read those? Well, an update to the terms and conditions rolled out in August that goes into effect. I think it was a 30-day going into effect. So I think it'd be like around September 19th or so is when it's going into effect. Then at this point in time, you are going to be required to allow them to take periodic, accurate GPS data to continue to use the app. They want to know your exact address. And then they're going to be constantly and periodically taking the data to verify that you actually live there. Otherwise, they're going to shut you off from the service. In other words, they want more data than any music streaming service should ever need in their life. And if you're still using Spotify, guys, cancel your service. Use it for free and deal with the commercials, for crying out loud. All right. So I have some serious questions about this. One of those, I have a friend here that's, it's starting his first year in college. His parents live about, 500 yards that way, and the kid now lives down here on campus. His mailing address is still with the parents' address. Well, what if he's using Spotify and they have this family plan, so his parents are back there, he's over there, and every time Spotify checks, it shows the different locations. It goes, I don't think you live there anymore. I'm going to pull you out. Then I'm going to put you on a bad list. Bad list you. What if it pulls this thing randomly when you're a teenager spending the night at your friend's house? What if you're out for 4 or 5 days at a school trip somewhere and it pings you at separate cities like, oh, we're going to shut you down. You can't listen to your music. Well, good. Maybe you should just turn off the music a little bit more anyway and engage in real social things. I don't really want to go that far. But anyway, there's too many issues and too many problems and too many plans with this. But the ultimate thing is this rolled out when they first did their original test, which is in a weird, obscure place. I forget where they rolled out the original test. It caused a lot of controversy. But anytime these tech companies do this, they get out, they cause the little controversy. Everyone goes, wah! And then nobody stops using the service. They backpedal for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then they slowly roll it back into the thing, and then nobody cares because we're too brave new world. We're allowing the data tracking into our lives because we want simple music at any time. Guys, buy yourself an offline $30 MP3 player and download some MP3s, okay? Legally. Download them legally, of course. You are allowed to pick out your CDs and make MP3s out of those and put them on your devices. You're allowed to do that. There's other places you can get things, but for crying out loud, don't continue to use a service that wants to know your exact GPS coordinates and your exact home address. That's insane. There's no earthly reason a company like Spotify needs to know where you live. And there's too many risks for that kind of stuff. So let me know your thoughts. Are you addicted to Brave New World and buying yourself right on into giving up all their privacy for your little funniness? Or are you actually going to take this to heart and say, no, Spotify's not worth that for me? Let me know your thoughts to all that in the comments down below.